They tell you fashion is just fabric, just art, just business, just self-expression. But you have to know that fashion has always been a mirror. It doesn't only reflect people's taste, but it actually reflects people's soul. What a society is willing to put on stage in front of the world tells you exactly what that society has decided a human being is worth. This is Paris Fashion Week 50 years apart. Same city, same industry, same word, fashion, but not the same soul. Paris Fashion Week in 1973, a time when fashion was meant to standardize craftsmanship, celebrate human creativity, and safeguard French prestige. Fashion focused on human respect, human elegance. Clothes were designed to elevate a human form, to frame it, to honor it, to make it more fully what it was already. It was an industry built on the assumption that the human body was already something worth celebrating, and that the designer's job was simply to serve that dignity, not to invent it. But now, walk into any major runway and you'll see something else entirely. It's all about dark objectification, demonic aesthetics. Humans are presented as degraded. Models are often treated like objects, backpacks, blank walls, human props built to show off a product, not people worth looking at their own right. And alongside that objectification, you'll find transhumanism. Transhumanism is basically looking at the human body like an old computer that needs to be upgraded rather than something naturally valuable. This isn't a coincidence, and it's not just art. It's symbolism, and it's selling on itself. And let me tell you something. Personally, I think this reflects the moral decay of our generation, whether the designers intended consciously or unconsciously. But why? Why did this happen? That is the real question. And the answer isn't about fashion at all, it's about freedom and our definition of freedom. We are not aware of how dangerous the modern definition of freedom really is. Because modern freedom is basically this: you can do whatever you want with no explicit limits. Your freedom ends when another's begins. I think this is an absolute illusion. It sounds wise, it sounds like a boundary, but it's still a cyclic definition. It solves nothing because it completely ignores the environment we all share. Even if you accept that definition as true, it still fails in a superficial society. When people see a model really objectifying themselves, they look at it on the surface and say, well, it doesn't affect me. They're totally blind to the invisible massive impact of these industries. They do not realize that when a society normalizes treating one human being as an object, it lowers the value of all human beings. This affects every aspect of people's life: how they see themselves, how they treat each other, how they define love, how they raise their children, and many, many other things. When the cultural environment becomes polluted, everyone breathes in that pollution, whether they realize it or not. I think this blindness happens because modern society has disconnected from the natural world. When we cut ourselves off from the divine, the nature, we lose our anchor. Thin holding the definition of human worth in place anymore, so it drifts. It gets redefined by whoever's on stage, whoever's selling something, whoever benefits from convincing you that the body is raw material instead of a sacred design. We stop seeing the human body as a sacred creation to be respected. We start seeing it as a canvas, a project, a machine to be optimized. And once a body is just a machine, there's no line left to cross. You can objectify it, you can present it as upgraded, because a machine has no dignity to violate in the first place. It was never about the license to do whatever you want, whenever you want. This is not liberty. This is a sophisticated form of slavery. When you are entirely ruled by your immediate impulses, by your vanity, your envy, or whatever, you're not free. Simply a prisoner of your base instincts, and you're trapped in a matrix that is designed to exploit you. Think about who actually benefits when you believe that freedom means no limits. It's never you. It's whoever is selling the next impulse, the next image, the next version of yourself you're told to want. True freedom is the ultimate power to break free from your own desires. It is the strength to silence the noise of your envy, your base instincts, the artificial screens of this world, and to reconnect with what is real, the natural world, the purity of the human soul, and the Creator who designed it all. So, next time you see a fashion show, a runway, an ad, and photo, whatever, ask yourself, does this treat the human body as sacred or as a raw material? Because that answer will tell you more about where a culture is heading than any headline ever will. So thank you for watching. Goodbye. See you next time.